Out at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Phone 735-1212 or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. Hey, there we go. For all of your back-to-school needs, furniture-wise, college students, stop right here at Jake's Furnishings for all of your...
Is that a Beck's Travel Plaza semi driving by?
Look like it. Sponsor of the cheap seats. There we go. Also want to thank some of our sponsors. Jim Grimaldi, a criminal defense attorney, Logan County's only law firm dedicated exclusively to the practice of criminal law. Phone 217-651-8089. The Christian Village, the area's leader for senior living and healthcare services. Phone 732-2189.
Goodwill of Lincoln. Find everything for everyone at the Lincoln Goodwill store next to Kroger's, open 7 days a week. Phone 732-6700.
Eaton Corporation, America's choice for top quality, high performance electrical equipment for over 53 years.
Edward Jones Financial Advisor Bob Neal. Call 735-2585 or stop by the office located at 218 South Kickapoo in downtown Lincoln.
Again, next week we'll be at the Stagger Inn for the first annual.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of excited for that, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready to hit the road. The road show.
I've never been to the Stagger Inn. I've heard good things, man. I mean,
I've been there when it first opened, and beautiful inside. A nice place, good food.
It's new, right?
Yeah, it's new. And I would say in the last, I don't know, maybe 3 months, 4 months it's been open. So a lot of attraction, and this will be a big group of people. I've already heard somewhere between 150 to 200 run walkers.
In Emden?
It's a 3 mile. So I believe if you are interested, you can still try and sign up. You probably won't be able to get a T-shirt.
I've got the golf cart powered up. I'm ready to go.
That's how you're traveling. So you can walk and push your kids. That'd be good.
What if I just ride the golf cart and push the kids?
Pull them?
And pull the kids.
That'd be better.
There you go.
Yeah, I like to see that. with the photo cam, we can put it on WLCNonline.com.
Well, you know, I was thinking about this special purchase for the radio station here, a helmet cam.
Nice.
For football games. I do have a camera guy that may be interested in wearing this said helmet cam.
Along the sideline? Or?
No, I'm thinking playing maybe some special teams. Nice. I don't want him too active because he hasn't played a lot of football yet.
Right.
But Joe, the camera guy, I think he'd be perfect in that situation. How tall are you, Joe? About 6'5"?
I like your idea.
Good night. He's one of the biggest guys in the Central State 8.
I like your idea. Hey, speaking of Central State 8, as we were talking about just off air, your sophomore year, which would have been, what, 93?
Well, it was graduating class 92, start of 92-93 season. Which was
Central State 8. Lincoln went, Central State 8 formed.
From
and
Big
Lincoln
12.
Went to the Big 12, from the Big 12 to the Central State 8. Well, it's been 20 years, and kind of a neat thing the State Journal Register is going to be putting together to celebrate the 20th season of the Central State 8 play. The State Journal Register is going to offer a list of the top 10 players in every sport and the 5 best squads in team sports like volleyball, soccer, football, etc. We'll leave it up to the reader to rank the players 1 through 10. We'll offer an alphabetical list of who we consider the 10 best without taking position into account. So I was just, as I read this morning.
Now you said they are going to break it up men's and women's.
I would assume. Assume so. Yes, because there's a lot of. I mean, 20 years. You're thinking of as many people has been through the Central State in 20 years. I mean, you've got basketball and football and all the soccer, major sports. I mean, anything. And I can't give you the top 10 in soccer or top 10 in tennis or anything like that, but I have a good idea of some basketball players. I have a good idea of some football players.
Okay.
Just for that, about 6 years I was not in this area, so that's a lot of time to take off. So I'll be putting my research together for this list. So, and it looks like.
Do you have a vote in this?
I don't, although I'd like to call Mr. Rupert, although my list is very limited.
Well, you being a member of the media and whatnot,
I
was thinking maybe you were on this list. So.
I could try. That's a good point, Jake. They're going to start Monday with the boys and girls cross country. So, kind of a neat thing to follow.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a fan of the Central State, if you're a fan of Lincoln athletics, to find out you know, not only did you think they were good, but somebody else might have thought they were pretty good too. So they're going to start Monday. Sounds like this Monday with boys and girls cross country, and they're also.
You might have a legitimate shot of being on a list there.
You know, as a
team even. Because
I would say the team.
You were on
I would say a team, although we didn't go as far as we probably should have. My senior year, we were pretty dominant. I think we lost 2 games, and one of those was to a team from Milwaukee. And we lost to actually we lost 3. I think we lost to Springfield once when I was hurt with dislocated shoulder, and then we also lost to Quincy in the sectional championship. So I would say our team. I don't know if we do if I do as a player. You're throwing out Iguodala.
Yeah.
You're throwing out Jeff Walker, who went to Iowa.
Oh my God.
Richard McBride went to Illinois. Leonard Walker went to University of Illinois Chicago. Brian Cook. You're throwing some major Division I talent, also pro talent on this list of basketball players. And that's Robert Dye, who went to Bradley, who was a star at Bradley, was in the pros for a couple of years. I mean, there's just a lot of basketball players, and I'm just saying basketball because I have the most knowledge of the basketball sport out of any of them. But, I mean, there's there's a pretty good list. And you're not throwing
Jason Worth and
I mean, by far baseball. There's no question that's going to be.
And then the cross athletes that do both and dominated at both. And
Steph Reichle. You brought that name up today. And there's some dominant.
I think doesn't she hold a record for scoring for women? And
I know she does here
in Central State 8.
I don't know about Central. She's got to be close. Her or Allison Curtin from Taylorville.
Yep.
She was very dominant when we were going through school. For Taylorville. So kind of a neat thing to follow, catch you up on some old people and what some people of the media thought about some players, not only from Lincoln, but from the Central State 8. 20 years already.
20 years. That's amazing.
So the conference.
Doesn't feel that long.
No, it doesn't. And, Jake, let's take another quick commercial break. I see Coach and a couple of football guys in some pads. They might take you out while you're here with some training. But we got a couple guys coming in, so let's take a break and get them all suited up. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're out here at Jake's Furnishings, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Back out here at Jake's Furnishings, 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
That's nothing like getting you talking football like
Jim
that.
has got the weird music. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, he could have played AC/DC or something to get us ready for football. And we've got the Twinkle Toes.
We got
coming
techno
through,
going on with the coach.
With the coach, and that's who we got here, Josh Komnick, along with the furniture guy, Jake Johnston, and Coach McDonald to stop by with a couple players. Looks like you just got off the field, Coach. One, thanks for taking some time from practice. I'm sure you're full swing right now.
We are. This is the 4th day of practice. It was our first day of putting the pads on, so we've been doing some hitting early this morning and dragged these guys out a couple minutes early here.
Yourself, any hitting or just
yelling? We can't do that anymore.
Really?
You know, demonstrate a little bit, and I kind of have to pull back the reins so I don't hurt myself. But, it's the desire of the coaches is to hit. Yes.
The want and the need is still there.
Yeah, just the body's not there.
Right, it would hurt a lot worse than theirs do.
Right.
Coach, the season quickly upon us. Really, in your first full, true off-season, I think, with the guys coming in, and how did the off-season go, and the numbers and all that kind of stuff looking for leading up here, just a couple weeks away?
Yeah, I think the off-season has gone very well. Guys have been working extremely hard. This was our first summer with our new weight room that was installed back at the end of last summer.
Right.
So we've really been all summer long getting after it, and the guys have been very receptive and been working their rear ends off, and we've put a lot of pressure on them and the workouts and pushed them very hard, and not only just for the physical conditioning, but we told them it's, they're developing mental toughness in here also, and so I've been extremely pleased with the work ethic of the guys. Not as many guys out that we like. Numbers are down a little bit, so we expect a lot of these guys that are out here and committed and showing that toughness that they're going to have to step up and play hard at all times.
Absolutely. Coach, are you seeing the effects of the new weight room? I mean, through the summer and I mean, are you seeing it in the guys compared to last year?
Oh, I think so. And even just today, just the intensity level, the aggressiveness level of guys, you know, because you can gain a lot of confidence in yourself when you're building muscle and you're feeling better about yourself.
You look a little better in the mirror.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And these guys, they look at themselves in the mirror.
I do too.
They may not admit it, but they, you know, whether they're good looking or ugly, they're going to check each other out. But yeah, very pleased, and the way that they've pushed through some hard workouts, you know, shows that physical and mental toughness that hopefully is going to show on the field.
Not only hard workouts, but hard throughout the summer as the heat has been treacherous.
Sure.
If you're a guy that works outside, plays outside, tries to get some workout in, whether you're on the basketball court, whether you're on a football field or taking ground balls, it's been a bad summer well, not bad, because as you say, I think you can work through the heat, and some players can and some players can't, but the heat, the drought, how has it affected the field, and maybe are you a little lenient on some hitting because of the chance of injury with the being so hard?
Well, yeah, the field is kind of in the condition right now that we usually end the season in. There's not much grass out there, and it's pretty hard and lumpy. So we've got to move around a lot more. We got to get out on a baseball field and just take advantage of the other grassy areas, and just kind of keep rotating, you know, kind of around the field to find some good patches of grass.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the heat over the summer, you know, we've had a lot of the same guys. We've competed in some 7-on-7s, and it's basically the same guys are playing offense and defense. So they're going one play after the other, you know, 3-4 games in a row, and so I think that's going to help, you know, when they get into the season. And they've gotten used to that, of having very little breaks, and they've got to keep challenging themselves to play at a high speed.
Two of the big guys you brought in today, guys. You got a mic there. Give us your name and maybe parents or brothers and sisters out there, and what year you're going to be and what position you play.
My name's Austin Brummet. I'm going to be a senior. I play offensive and defensive line. My mother's name is Meredith Richard. My father's Tony Brummet, and my little brother's Anthony Brummet.
Hi, I'm Daniel Bacon. My parents are Kim Schultz and James Bacon. My brother is Kenneth Bacon, and I have two sisters, Ashley Schultz and Allie Schultz. And I play offensive line and defensive line. And
you're going to be at what year of school?
I'm a senior too.
Going to be a senior. Guys, coming into your senior year, noticing through the summer, did you give any little extra, knowing that, hey, you know, maybe my chances of playing college aren't there, and maybe this could be the last time I throw on the pads?
Yeah, you know, just knowing it's your senior year and this is our last summer together as a team, and we've been playing football with each other for 4 years now in the high school level, and you know, we're like brothers, and yeah, we're gonna miss each other, and we'll work hard for each other, and it's got a different effect on it. You know, you take everything you can, you know, warm-ups and being in a nice weight room that we got to be in. It's a lot better than our old weight room, so we just got to take advantage of it.
Nice. And Daniel, you've got, of course, coming up in a couple weeks, the season opener. Give us a couple things that you guys have been Coach has really been emphasizing on. Man, we really need to improve here. In order to beat these people, we need to do this.
Right. I would say just having mental toughness and having it in your heart, just to do what you got to do to win that game, and be there in the fourth quarter, giving everything you got. So
good. Coach, what are a couple of those things that we're going to see from the Railers that in order for the Railers to come out on the W side of the record that we're going to have to do?
Well, I mean, we have to get the most out of whatever ability we have. You know, at this point now, we don't know how good we're going to be on a game night, but we can be as good as we possibly can, and that's what we got to push for, that we're getting the most out of every play, and that we've got the tenacity to go out and compete as hard as we can, as efficiently as we can on every play. We've got to be able to play at a very high speed. We may not have the speed of, for instance, a Jacksonville with the first game, but maybe if we can play at our 100% throughout the game, then we can match up with them a little better, and that's what we're really emphasizing with the guys.
Coach, you know, coming into Jacksonville, you talked about just off air, you talked about their speed. I am a recruiting junkie for the University of Illinois, so I follow high school football and basketball pretty closely as far as who the Illini might be interested in, and they have two tight ends also that have been been around for a while. I know the Keene kid has been played ever since I've been watching, especially watching closely the Railers. You got two big guys to take care of too.
Yeah, they got the two big tight ends that are kind of almost like bookends. I think they're, I don't know what the latest is, but 6'4" to 6'5" range, 250-pound type guys that both run pretty well and pretty athletic. Mix them in with some speed burners they got, and Jacksonville is always they're always a physically tough team. So we know that every game in our conference is going to be a tough game, and so we don't get the ease in it. And I think these guys want it that way. That's why they play the sport, is they want a challenge and they want it to be tough, and they'll be ready to come out and compete.
Coach, some specific guys that you lost from last year, maybe skill guys, or it doesn't matter, down in the trenches guys, and some guys that are returning that are going to give you a little that boost.
Well, we had a big senior class last year, so we lost the majority of our starting positions. So we are going to be asking many guys to really step up and fill those positions, and we're going to be relying on these two guys here to be and some others on the offensive line to be moving some people. I think that we will be pretty strong, running between the tackles. Anthony Cannon coming back at a fullback, didn't get a lot of runs last year behind Andy Cruz, but is a very capable, extremely hard runner, and so I think we'll be able to move some people, and we'll be able to pound somebody up the middle with those guys. We've got some other guys that got to step up at the receiver positions. We lost all those. We pretty much lost our our halfbacks, and we got to see what we can come up with to get some guys that are a little more fleet-footed and get them to the outside.
Coach, and I don't know, maybe you don't even have this figured out yet, but can you give us maybe the starting quarterback? That's the guy that gets all the most of the glory most of the times, the Mannings and the Bradys and that kind of thing of the world. But do you have that guy figured out? And is it going to be a run, a pass, or a pretty good mixture?
Well, Austin Cruz, would be safe to say, will be our starting quarterback. He's a junior. Has been extremely committed over the off season and in the summer, and has really been stepping up in his leadership role even as a junior. Very athletic kid. He's probably one of our top two kids as far as just their overall athleticism and speed and agility, and we expect great leadership out of him. We should be we're going to be predominantly more run oriented this year. He has improved tremendously since his freshman year. His freshman year he came in and we had to convert him to a quarterback because we didn't have one. And he stepped in and kind of took the bull by the horns and has really worked hard on his mechanics and throwing, and has proved a whole lot in the last 2 years. And he's going to do a good job for us there also.
And Austin, you've got Coach talked about both of you guys are going to be going both ways. Has that been something that you did last year also? And how's it been going so far as conditioning? And when that first game comes, how do you think you're going to feel in the fourth?
Well, last year I just played offensive line. I started with the seniors, and but all my other years, since we're Lincoln, we're a smaller team. Even in the youth leagues, we've played both ways all the time. So you kind of know what's ahead of you, but when you get up on a varsity level, it's a completely different game. They're bigger, they're quicker, they're gonna be meaner, and you just got to bring it your all every play. So in conditioning, you just gotta give it your all and hope, and then you're going to be the best you can.
And Daniel, if you got one thing to look forward to this senior year, a type of game, homecoming, something that's going to maybe bring a little more out in you, what will that be this year?
I would just say every home game, coming and putting on for the hometown, I think that'll get me going.
Sure. As that you will open up, Coach, in 2 Fridays?
2 weeks.
2 Fridays at home.
Got got the Meet the Railers next Friday, and then the following Friday at Jacksonville.
Yep. So you got to take the long trip. Yep. I hated that bus ride, but you got to head out there. And you said, Coach, the Central State will be no less, as it always is. Of course, Griffin, Chatham, Glenwood, Rochester, that kind of thing coming in. So you'll be tested every week.
Every week, yeah. You know what? That's the way we want it, really.
Right.
We want to go out there and push ourselves.
Coach, we got to get you back to practice so you can get these guys running right when it gets hot, the most hot of the day. That'll get these guys ready for both ways.
They'll get back just in time for a little snack break that the other guys are on right about now, and maybe there'll be something left over for them.
Hey, that's that's a part of being the two main guys. You got to come on the radio every once in a while, right?
That's right. These guys have a talent for skits and karaoke too that we did in our camp a couple weeks ago. That's kind of hidden. So
okay, we might have to have that on for the next time. You know, it's always on camera, so they can view that on there. And hopefully, Coach, we can get you to come back every Saturday as you did last year and give us the recap of the games, and maybe we can get you on here right before we head to Jacksonville on the weekend before. But thanks for coming in, and thanks for coming in, guys. Best of luck this year, and we'll be following you all the way.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Jake, that's going to do it for right now. It's been an hour up, and we want to remind everybody again, we'll be at the Stagger Inn next Saturday for the ALS walk run in Emden, Illinois. We hit the road, really, for the farthest trip for the cheap seats, I think.
To this
kind of excited. Yeah. Do we get a camper or anything? I mean, like
is that in the budget?
Game Day has the camper with the mural and stuff on the side. I'm thinking we not need
with our big nuggets on the side of
That's
it.
Right.
Like fat heads.
Yeah, I think Jake's Furnishings all the way across it.
There you go.
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good to me.
Hey, we'll be there.
Sponsors, we got. That's gonna take up the whole.
Yeah, let's take. We got
big
some more sponsors too. St. Clair's Manor. Their team's dedication is what makes them special. Phone 735-1507.
Lincoln College since 1865. Phone 1-800-569-0556 to schedule your personal tour and meeting with professional administration counselors.
Freaky Calvert Schrader Funeral Homes in Lincoln and Mount Pulaski, providing professional care and compassion since 1890.
Century Dental Care. Experience the convenience of one-visit dentistry at Century Dental Center with 2 locations. Visit Chatham or downtown Lincoln.
Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. Phone 217-732-2159 for information on all the services they have to offer.
Dr. Alicia Schneider with Schneider Chiropractic Center, located at 523 North Elm Street in Lincoln. Phone 732-2140 today.
Dr. Lynn Dennis, the Foot Doc, Springfield and Lincoln's foot care specialist for over 15 years. Give them a call at 732-9276.
And again, everybody, please come out and join us next Saturday, August the 18th at the Stagger
Food,
Inn.
refreshments, a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun.
New location here in Lincoln County. Fairly new.
Yeah.
Been around just a few months. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, so I'm excited.
I'm thinking we might need to camp out.
Oh, man.
Jake, that's going to do it. Hey, we want to thank you for having us out here again. As always, a good time. We get to see the traffic, a lot of things going on here in Lincoln, Illinois, right in front of Jake's Furnishings. Come on out. Jake, how late are you here till today and tomorrow for all those back-to-school needs?
Absolutely. 9 to 5 on Saturdays, noon to 4 on Sundays. We will be here for you.
Sounds good. That's going to do it. You're in a Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. We'll see you at the Stagger Inn next Saturday.